I know we've all been dying to learn more details about the upcoming slate of video game movies, and as it turns out, we're in luck today. The producer for the Sonic the Hedgehog movie wants us to know that we will be pleased with Sonic's redesign, and get this, there will be fatalities in the Mortal Kombat reboot. Imagine that. Fatalities in a movie based on a game whose key selling feature is fatalities. Will wonders never cease? Alright, first let's talk about Sonic. If you recall, fans were none too pleased with this version of the blue blur. People took issue with the human teeth, buff leg muscles, and him having two actual eyes instead of a sort of single eye thing separated only by a perpetually cocked eyebrow. As is the way of things in 2019, a fan campaign started to get the filmmakers to redesign his look. Tim Miller, director of the first Deadpool movie and a producer on the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, has already seen the redesigned character. Speaking with Variety, when asked if he'd seen the new design, Miller said, quote, "In fact, I have, and I think the fans will be pleased." Does that mean Sonic will have more cartoonish teeth? What about those muscular runner's calves and those eyes? Are we going back to the goggles like single eye, two pupils look from the games? Or will they just say F it all and make Sonic a creepy Muppet like in The Dark Crystal, which is a movie turned into a game now, by the way. The release date for Sonic the Hedgehog was pushed back to Valentine's Day next year, so we'll have to wait a bit before we too can fall in love with our favorite fan redesigned anthropomorphic hedgehog. In other news, the Mortal Kombat Reboot screenwriter Greg Russo tweeted, "MK will be R-rated, and for the first time ever, fatalities will finally be on the big screen." If you recall, the 1995 Mortal Kombat was PG-13, and while it featured a few character deaths, no one was dispatched in any particularly gruesome way, unless you count being killed by Sonya Blade's thigh muscles.
No, Sonya, don't.
And before you say anything, yes, we know Jade has a fatality-esque death in Mortal Kombat Annihilation, but we don't talk about that movie. Moving on. So it looks like the reboot will be aiming for a hard R, and while Russo wouldn't say which fatalities would be seen on screen, we've got a few suggestions for him. There's Liu Kang becoming a dragon and eating people. The old classic Sub-Zero ripping out the spine bit. And Johnny Cage turning his opponent into a ventriloquist dummy.
What did you do, Johnny?
Just what you asked.
Not what I meant by the split.
Now, if only we can get confirmation on Babalities. We know there are quite a few more video game movies on the horizon, such as Gears of War, Uncharted, and Metal Gear Solid, but unfortunately those are a little quiet on those fronts. But if you want to stay up to date on all your video games turned to movie news, stay tuned to IGN.